back to the Citizen channel. Another Pepsi 11, another vital game here against Brighton on the 15th of March 2025. 3 p.m. kickoff, so it's not on normal TV. If you're there and you see me, guys, come and say hello. Match day 29. I'm recording this on the 11th of March, so all facts and stats about injuries, etc. are correct. Well, I'm trying to put a Pepsi 11 together, trying to get into his mind. That's what we try and do. And it's quite a packed place to get into, isn't it? Certainly at the moment. So we're going to check out top 6 side Brighton, who of course are sitting on City's shoulders at the moment. A win like last week for Forest, that took us above us, leapfrogged us, and of course a win for Brighton will do exactly the same. So we'll see if Pep can name an 11 to keep us ahead and competing for top 4. Certain positions we're struggling, aren't we? I mean, we've got a glut in 1 or 2 positions, but of course defensively we are struggling a little bit. We're having to rely on the same centre backs, etc. at the moment, aren't we? It's not good. So just let's hope they don't break down. There's no game for Newcastle and Villa this weekend, but we could actually end up hitting the international break. Don't forget, I can't sort of emphasise how important this game is. We could actually be 7th if we lose this, and Bournemouth, of course, can take us. They do play, and if they win by a couple of goals, I think looking at the goal difference, they'll go 1 above us. If we, having said that, if we lose by more than 1 goal, Bournemouth just need to win by a goal. It doesn't matter. So, we could end up sulking over the international break. I don't fancy that at all, guys. Do you? Being in 7th spot, even 6th spot anyway, would be no good, even if Bournemouth got beat. And then, of course, we'd come back to that FA Cup game with Bournemouth. And we can't rectify it till the 2nd of April, which is the Wednesday night, of course, against Leicester City at home, where we can kick on and try and get 3 points again. But this is vital. This is a vital game. And I don't think we could have, outside of the top 4, if you like, the teams on form, we couldn't have picked a worse game to play at this moment in time. Say Forest last week, 3rd spot. Brighton now currently in 6th spot behind us. So, yeah, we're going to have to do something special, aren't we? So, please, as ever, guys, let me know your thoughts and score predictions. Just a quick moment of your time. Lots of new subscribers, of course, to the channel. Just a quick word for the podcast to do as well, with big City fan Mike, originally from Northern Ireland. Mike Long, now living and working in South Korea. The pod's in its 7th year. It's featured on the panel such luminaries as Walter Smith, Ray of Man City TV, and of course big City finance guru Colin Savage. So just me and Mike mainly at the moment. Colin comes back from time to time. Of course, we're approaching 40 episodes for this season now, and check it out on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple, all good places you get your podcasts. And yeah, it's all things City, guys, so give it a listen if you can. I'll try and remember to put a link in the comments below, but it's Bolt from the Blue, so if you put that into Google, you'll come up against that. I think Mike does a little blog as well, so don't forget to sign up for that as well. Right, back to the preview. Brighton have been punching above the weight now for a few seasons, despite changes in manager. Full credit to the board. They seem to have a formula to pick just the right new managers each time and continue the good work that was perhaps done previous managers, including De Zerbi and Graham Potter, of course, back some years ago. And like ourselves, they're in the last 8 of the FA Cup. They've got an interesting home tie with Forest. We all know about them, don't we? And they've got a 7-0 spanking a few weeks ago to avenge as well, so that'll be an interesting game. Their last 6 league results, they lost at home to Everton 1-0. They lost away to Forest 7-0, as I've just mentioned. They beat Chelsea at home 3-0. They beat Saints away 4-0. And of course, they beat Bournemouth at home 2-1 and beat Fulham at home 2-1. So after that hiccup, they've now won 6 on the trot, because you can also include a couple of FA Cup wins against Chelsea and Newcastle. But they did rely on a late penalty against a stubborn Fulham last time out. So yeah, even though it's 6 wins, perhaps they're stuttering a little bit. Hopefully they are. Brighton's away form isn't much different to the home form. There's nothing to be gleaned from that. There's just a couple of points less on their away travels than they are at home. Fabian Herzler, of course, is carrying on the good work for Brighton. And though he believes in pressing and fast transitions, he doesn't worry too much about giving his opponents more possession. So he'll be happy to give us that. He won't worry about that at all. And if there is an opportunity to make a quick chancy forward pass, Herzler encourages lads to do it. God help us. He encourages his team to do that. They're rated the first best pressing team in the Premier League. up to a week or two ago, and City always currently struggle against this style. Of course we did. Number 1 and 2 on the top presses are, of course, Spurs and Bournemouth, who've had success against us this season. They can be a bit like us. They can be caught out with a high line, and they do like to get bodies forward. So could this be a goal fest in our sort of favour, in our favour, of course, unless both managers change tack and suddenly change things. Hursler's already out tactic Pep this season, hasn't he? I mean, we had a great first half against Brighton down at their place, and then we just collapsed in the second half. We've got to be on it for this game, because I'm sure Hursler's got a few ideas up his sleeve. And with us reeling from that defeat at the City ground, the arrival of Brighton has certainly got the alarm bells ringing at the moment. As I said, I don't think, as I say, all right, if we were playing Liverpool or someone like that, I would, I'd probably just be as worried as I am about Brighton. I mean, the positives, there is positives for City, and statisticians lovers like me, or stat lovers like me, Brighton have some good wins at their place against us over time, but at home, at our place, Main Road and the Etihad, in 15 matchups in all competitions, we've won 14 and drawn 1. So we can cling on to that as a good omen, can't we, for this game? So anyway, enough of Brighton. What about Pep's 11 that will be expected to do the job? Well, the team and the squad against Forest, of course. The starting 11, Ederson, Nunes, Kusanov, Diaz, Gvardiol, Gonzalez, Silva, Savio, Foden, Dogu and Haaland. On the bench, Ortega, Marmoush, Kovacic, Grealish, De Bruyne, Gundo, Rice, O'Reilly and Lewis. Yeah, so just Nunes seemed to get a bit of a knock, but I think it's an all clear. I don't think there's any big problem there. Someone said he was limping a bit, but I think that's all right, although do we want him to be all right at right back? But hey, who else have we got? That's a problem. I mean, obviously, the obvious thing for me, pace-wise, is Kusanov, who, of course, has played at right back in that very first game, but we're just so short on centre-halves. He's having to play in his preferred position, which is centre-half. Will Ederson's Rick see him dropped? Will Ortega get back in? I'm not too sure about that. Kusanov and Diaz seem to be the central partnership at the moment. We've got nowhere else to go, have we? Gvardiol, surely he's got to remain left back, although left midfield, left striker, I mean, there's a left back, it's tenuous his use, really, isn't it? But we saw that against Forest. Perhaps he's learnt now, but we've been doing it all season, so he probably hasn't. He'll play right back. Will he keep faith with Nunes if he's fit? It's an experiment, I've called it all along, and he appears to have given up on the Lewis experiment, unless you bring him on for the last 15-20 minutes at the City ground, and he looks like a fish out of water as well. Nico hopefully will stay on the pitch 90 minutes and not get any silly bookings, so Pep won't drag him off. Will KDB or Gundo get a start a big game, because this is a big game, or will Kovacic get a start again? Yeah, he's not been getting as much recently, has he? I fancied him that double pivot with Nico for City ground, but it didn't happen. Will it happen for this one? I'm not too sure. Is the two wingers option really work? Another experiment, I call it. The two wingers, the law of diminishing wingers, I call it, because when we've got two wingers, one of them always outperforms the other. Certainly again at the City ground, Savvy wasn't great, but Doku was slightly better. Do we play one of them and Grealish? He's a winger, but as Brighton likes to play a high line, perhaps the two winger option may be the way to go, with a bit of pace, get the ball in behind. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And get the two wingers flying at hopefully exposed defenders. Is Foden likely to play himself back into some form? I mean, at the moment, you'd say you drop him. Is Pep just keeping on, hoping he'll come back? Will Bernardo continue to run around a lot? That's all he seems to be doing. And Marmoush, is this? I don't know if, of course, Ramadan is affecting him physically, but is he going to start this? So there you go. There's a few ifs and whys and therefores. Of course, there's stuff in the Manchester Evening News about the lack of Nico O'Reilly not being around. He wasn't in the squad, of course, for that. Was he in the squad? I'm sure he said he wasn't in the squad for that. Not O'Reilly, the other guy, McAtee. That's it. McAtee wasn't in the squad, of course. But I just think McAtee's had his day. I think Pep's decided on McAtee. I don't think Pep is gonna offload him. I think based on what we've seen. So anyway, this is my 11, guys. Another big challenge. This is a big game. It's probably bigger than Forest actually. Now we've lost at Forest, this makes this game even more important. Of course it does. So for our stuttering Blues, I'm going to make a couple of, just two changes to Forest. I'll probably be miles out in this. I have dropped Foden, I've given him a rest, but I've just, we've got to bring the main man in, surely. You know who the main man is in midfield, don't you? We've got to bring him back, surely, for this one. So this will be my team. I think he'll stay with Edison, although I'm not ultra confident on that one after that Rick he did the other day. So I'll go Edison, the back four. As it probably picks itself, really. I'm going to go, he's going to carry on with the Núñez experiment. Kusanov, Diaz and Guardiola. Of course, Nico's got to be in the middle, but how about, I was thinking of putting Cover in there, but then I thought, no, we'll put KDB and Marmoush around there. Marmoush has got the legs to sort of give a bit of cover to Nico, help Nico out as well. And of course, he can do both, can't he? He can shuttle between defensive midfield and attack, basically. And why not? If he's fit enough, that's the only problem with Marmoush. And then, yes, I will go for the two-winger option purely on the basis of the high-line Brighton play. So I'm going to go for Doku and Savvy rather than Grealish. And yeah, although I'm thinking Pep must just stick Grealish in. But I'll go with what I first thought of. I'm not going to be 100% with this. I'm not going to get 11 out of 11 and all that now. So I'll just go with Doku and Savvy to try and get in behind, say, an exposed defence, hopefully, at times. A little bit more pace, that's what we need, isn't it? And Grealish doesn't bring us any of that, of course. And Haaland up top. So there we go. Edison, Núñez, Kusanov, Diaz, Gvardiol, Nico, KDB, Marmoush, Doku, Savvy and Haaland. Let me know what you think about that, guys. It'd be great to see your teams. As I say, if I get 7 or 8, I'll be happy this week, because who knows what Pep's up to. I try, but I'm not getting the vibes at the moment, what he's up to. I've got 1 or 2 11s out of 11s this season, the last few weeks, but yeah, it's getting a bit difficult. Certainly with the players' form as well. You can't pick players on form. You're having to pick players who aren't necessarily on form. That's the problem. We just don't have enough players on form to pick. Moz's verdict. How about the predictions? Andy Morrison, well, he's confident for this one. He probably did this about 2 weeks ago, 2 and a bit weeks ago, for the City magazine. He said, games against Brighton are never dull and they will come here to play football. They're blown hot and cold this season and can certainly hurt any side at their best. But I see us having a strong end to the season, and I think we'll avenge that 2-1 defeat at the Amex earlier in the season. Yes, so he's confident. He's going for 3-1, Mozza. Well done, mate. I like your confidence. You can get 10-1 in a place for that, but 12-1 in a place, but generally 10-1 on a City-free Brighton one. I think it'll be close. I'll stay positive. I'll stay with the win, but let's hope we can keep up that excellent home record. As I said, 15, 1-14, drawn 1. We've certainly not lost any yet, so let's not break another horrible record that we don't want this season, which seems to be the trend, doesn't it? I'm going 3-2. I won't be a little bit nervy, but I'll go 3-2, and you can get 20-1 in a place on that one, generally 16-1. Other odds at the 10th of March 2025, a City to finish top 4. Well, we've eased out a little bit, no surprise after the defeat to Forest. We were 1-3 on, of course, before the Forest game, and we've now gone to 8-15 on, so not halved, but not far off. So the bookies are sort of hedging the bets just a little bit now. Brighton top 4 is 9-1, Brighton fans, so if you fancy that. And the top 6 is 15-8. That's nearly 2-1 for a top 6. As a Brighton fan, it's got to be worth a little flutter if you've got confidence in your team. Some popular score lines for this game. A 2-1 is 7-1, but you can get 15-2, so 17-2. This is for City. A 1-1 is 15-2, you can get 17-2 on 9 in places. A 2-0 City win is 9-1, you can get 10-1 in places. A 1-0 City win is 11-1, 9-1 in places. 9-1, 11-1 in places. And a Brighton win, yes, a Brighton 2-1 win. You can get 16s in a place, but generally 14-1 on that one. And the match odds themselves, City just odds on. So again, if you don't mind gambling a little bit odds on, you've got faith in our boys, which is probably more than I've got at the moment. You can get 4-6 on City. A draw is 7-2, and a Brighton win is 18-5. So again, there's always options for the opponents to do a bit of dutching on the draw and a win, isn't it, for our opposing fans, if you're that way inclined, guys. We'll see. But as I said, really big game this. I'm a little bit more stressed out for this one. Certainly with the international break coming up as well, because we'll have to sit on it for how many days, and it'll be just so bloody depressing, won't it? So come on, City, pull your bloody socks up. Pep, get it right. Yeah, player ratings hopefully be Saturday night. I should get home in time to do those on Saturday night, and of course I'll do the story of the game on Sunday. And as ever with the international break, please stick with me. There's always a vlog comes out every day, including the final part of the Tony Butt tribute. 2 of them are out there already, 1, 2, and part 3 of that is due to come out. And yeah, first of a couple of tributes to Dennis Law as well. I'm working on another one at the moment, but there'll be one about a book he wrote, and it's about City, and it was quite interesting, yeah, about his first stay at City, so keep your eyes out for that. Yeah, just follow the channel, guys. Please let us know in your comments, your thoughts, your team predictions, any big differences to me, what you're hoping for score prediction wise. Just let me know, it'd be great to hear from you. Leave it in the comments or contact me through my socials, of course. And if you do like what I try and do on the channel, as I say, lots of new subscribers at the moment, much appreciated. But if you do want to help the channel in any way, and it can be just might be watching an advert or following a link on an advert helps me out, or anything like that. If you want to find ways of supporting the channel, I'm always grateful, and all I ever ask is just to keep watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed the feature, and yeah, if you can support me through the subscription, if you can subscribe, guys, that'd be wonderful if you've not already done so. We do actually have memberships at the moment, just 99p a month, so you get access to all my City stuff, including all the history vlogs, dozens and dozens not been published yet that you get immediate access to, and every time I do a edit and do a vlog, you get immediate access to it as well. So you can have a copy of scripts as well if you want any hard copy of the sort of things I do on matches and teams and managers and players, etc, etc. So if you can join the membership, that'd be wonderful. We do 5, and yeah, if you want to support the channel just by watching the ads, that helps. Watch the ads, let them play through while you just have to check your phone or something, let it play out. And of course, if you follow any of the links, that always works as well. You follow a link to one of the ads and you fancy something. I've done it myself. I've followed a link and actually purchased something from another organisation. But it can happen. It can happen. Not all ads are stuff you're not interested in. And of course, if you can give us a like, guys, that would be absolutely fantastic. All likes are much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next time, of course, I only ever ask one thing, don't I? Please, I ask you all to stay safe, especially you Blues. Until the next time, come on, City. Bye for now.